Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you like to see how I got this cute unicorn inspired look, keep watching. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go in with my NYX matte setting spray. This is going to make sure my face is good and matte. And then I'm going to go on with my foundation. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and use my foundation first before I do anything. And this is going to be my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and I am in shade Coconut, and that's going to be 355. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and spread that all over my face. Go ahead and spread that out over your face. And make sure you get every inch and get all down your neck and on your chin so it can be an even blend. You won't look like you have a mask on. And I'm going to go ahead and take this fluffy brush and go ahead and blend it out all over my face. And make sure I get every inch of my face blended out nice and perfect. So you see how that's a blank canvas? That's what I want. That's why I started first. And now I'm going to go in with my brows. And I'm using the Ruby Kisses Go Brows. It's in dark chocolate or chocolate dark. I'm not sure what the exact name is. But you can get it at your local beauty supply. And you can get them custom to your color. So I'm going to go ahead and brush up my brows with a spoolie brush they provide for you in the packaging. And just brush my brows the correct way that they're laying, just so you know they won't be all sprouted out like crazy. And I'm going to take that middle shade, I'm showing you that middle shade right there, and just go along underneath in my brows so that I can give it some depth to my face, give it a little bit of shade in. And I don't go right like in front of my brows because it gives you that harsh box look, or that it's too dark in the front. So I just maybe like smooth it out with the front, but I do not add the powder directly to the front of my brows. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my concealer. I want to focus that at the arch of my brows first. The reason why I'm doing this first because it gives me a little bit of an outline on how high or how low I want my arch. And this actually helps you perfect your arch first before you continue on to do the front of your brow. Because, the front of your brow is fairly easy. Just make sure it's even with the other one. But the brow arch is the most important of your brows. So just go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. And the concealer I'm using, of course, is LA Girl Pro, and it's in Toffee. And I use the same thing under both brows. And on top of my brows, I actually use my foundation color. So like I said before, it's going to be easier to blend in your foundation color on top of your brows. And some people, I know most of my clients prefer that I use the concealer on both the bottom and the top. But for me personally, I like to use my foundation because it gives me a more natural look than having a brighter color on top of my brows. It kind of gives you that halo effect if you do that, but to each his own. Now I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, go in with my foundation and put that right on top of my brows. I'm going to go a little bit over the front just so I can make sure, like I said, it's even. Now, everybody knows that your brows are not twins, they're sisters. So they don't have to be extremely perfect, but you want to make sure they at least look alike. Okay, and you're going to go do the same thing to the other side of the brow. Just make sure that you do this cautiously so you won't mess it up and have to add a little bit more powder. And just make sure that you get it like so. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and brush out your brows back. Make sure no hairs are sticking out to where it's covering a little bit of the concealer. And you're going to do this with your little brush. And yeah, just keep checking your brows, making sure they're even. Now you're going to go ahead and blend that bottom part of the concealer out of your brows and also the top. You can do this with a fluffy brush, a beauty blender, whatever tool you would like to use. I rarely use a beauty blender, but hey, that's just my preference. Now I'm going to go in with the light brown off this NICKA Perfect 23 palette and just go ahead and dust that along my eyes. I'm going to go ahead with these two different shades and just go ahead and put maybe like a tad bit darker brown underneath that, and that's it. I'm not using any more of the brown. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this navy white concealer. This is a new concealer I've been trying. I was going to try the LA Girl Pro, but I thought, hey, why not use a new concealer? and it was only $1.99, and I got it in white. I've been using white a lot lately just because I feel like it makes the more bright pastel colors, or the pinks and the yellows, it makes it pop a little bit better, and it makes your colors show really vibrant since you're using that white. A lot of times I use the tan and my colors don't come out as bright as I want them to. So I'm going to go ahead and use this white and just spread it over my eyelids like so. It does get a little messy, but it's white, so it's easy to clean up. Only thing you gotta do is just, get you a little brush and brush it off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brush I used to put on those two browns and blend out that white. Now I'm gonna go in with my Morphe palette and use that blue in my outer corner and just tap that in with the nice stiff brush. You don't want anything too fluffy. It doesn't have to be necessarily a flat brush, but make sure the brush bristles are really stiff and concentrated. Now I'm going to go in with a little brighter of a blue, just so I can give it a transitional color to go in, because the next color I'll be using will be like a pinky color. Oh no, I guess the yellow. So I'm going to go in with the yellow, and I'm going to go in the inner corner of my eye with the yellow, so I can make sure I have enough space for the yellow down. And make sure you pat that on. Now I have a flat brush for this one, because if you use a fluffy brush for this one, sometimes the color will get into your eye and it'll kind of make you start tearing up. I know I'm a tear, so I use a flat brush on the inner corners. So next I'm gonna use the pink. Yeah, that's the pink I'm gonna use. It's nice hot pink, and I'm gonna use that off the same palette from the blue and the yellow. And this is on the Morphe, I think 35S. I think I have to make sure. I'm not Morphe certified. Morphe did not pay for this. This is out of my own money. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out that pink and that blue together. It's going to give me kind of a purplish look somewhere in the middle, but I'm going to make sure I keep those colors blended, but also you're able to see and they won't mesh all together. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out nice and softly and check it. Make sure everything's even, and just add a little bit more pink, because I noticed a little bit of the pink wasn't as much as the other one. So I'm just going to make sure that the colors are in place and they're perfect and they're not too harsh. I see sometimes when people have it, it's like you can tell they didn't even try to blend it in, and it just looks like a block of color. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend in that blue, bring up that blue a little bit to meet with the pink. Oh my goodness, meet with the pink. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure everything is good, and I'm gonna go ahead and start lining my eyes. Now this is my favorite liner. I buy liners and they're pretty expensive, but it's nothing like this Beauty Supply liner. Like, I think it's Beauty Reflections. It is so liquidy and the brush goes on smooth. They have really did a lot to this product, and it's only at the most $2.99, but you can probably see sometimes for $1 or whatever. But it's by Beauty Reflections. It is like the best eyeliner in the world. Oh my goodness, it's the best. I'm sorry, like anything else, it has not worked for me. I've been using it since I started putting on eyeliner. At first I was against liquid, and my mom used to use this, and I used to hate it. Oh my gosh, she used to do her brows with this liquid liner. But anyway, yeah, I go ahead and line my eyes. What I start off doing, I start off in the on top of the lid first, and I bring it out as long as I want it, and then I go down in a downward motion to meet back up with the lid, if that makes any sense. So basically I just do like I'm doing now, and I just keep making it a little bit thicker to my liking. Don't make it too thick, because you want to see all of the color, but just make it thick enough to where it'll be nice and bold. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Make sure that I start in the middle, and you see how I like bring it down to connect it back to the lid? Yeah, you do that. Now it's a little hard if you're not a pro. I would just start off little by little and just grow as you get comfortable with how long you like your lined eyes. but I love it to where it's long and bold. It looks like I have on lashes already, but it gives you that nice winged look, and it's just the best. So after that, I'm gonna make sure it's perfect and make sure it's even too. So after that, I'm gonna go ahead and do it a little bit more to make sure it's nice and thick and bold and even. And this is like the hardest part of the makeup. This one takes me long. Like, have you ever been late somewhere just because your liner was just taking the most time and you had to get it perfect? Yeah, that's me. And now it's beginning to look perfect. So I'm going to move to the next step and just go ahead and put, sorry if I'm looking to the side. I was waiting for my baby to get off the bus and the window is open right there. And it's like 40 million buses that pass by my house. And I'm trying to make sure that his bus is the bus that I'm going to get up for. So, yeah, I'm looking out to the side of my eyes to make sure. And I know his bus has like 2 stops before they get to my house. So I know when his bus is coming. But I just, it's a mother's instinct. You keep looking. So I'm going to go ahead and go under my eyes with the, what concealer is this? This is the Ruby Kisses Golden Honey Concealer. I like this concealer. It's pretty nice. And I'm just going to go under my eyes with that. And then I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro and Toffee, that same thing I put under my brows, and go under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose and put a little bit up on my forehead. Not too high up because my forehead is already big. So I'm just going to make, maybe like an inch above my brows and just bring it down to my Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to take my fluffy brush and blend that out. Make sure you don't get any of that blue that we covered up on your concealer onto your brush, because if you do, you might as well just wipe the makeup off, because that blue is going to be crazy. So yeah, go ahead and blend that out all over, down the bridge of your nose, down your Cupid's bow. Make sure it's nice and blended so it can give you a nice, good highlight underneath those eyes. Put a little bit of it on your chin. I only put it underneath my eyes on the bridge of my nose. I don't put it on my chin. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put some setting powder underneath my eyes to set that concealer. I'm using the Translucent Honey from the CoverGirl collection. And I like this one better than the other ones out there just because it's my skin tone and it doesn't give me that ashy look. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go with my contour. This is going to be Mahogany from LA Girl Pro. Just go ahead and sweep that on my contour. See how to suck my lips in. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that same CoverGirl Translucent Honey Powder and take that under that just so I can clean it up a bit. And I'm going to take that down my nose and a little bit on my chin. And I'm going to go ahead and dust off that excess powder. You see how it doesn't give you that ashy look? It's not too yellow. It's not too white. It's perfect for my skin tone. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and dust that in my face and check it to make sure. And this is my favorite part. This is the highlight, and I'm using the Ruby Kisses All Over Glow, and it's going to be Bronze Glow. And I'm going to go ahead and take that on the top of my cheeks and just swipe that. Just swipe it good. All right. So my son clearly doesn't care that I'm doing a YouTube video and I'm doing my makeup. So yeah, mothering never stops. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to add my glow on the bridge of my nose and on the top of my lips. I'm going to go ahead and do it on my Cupid's bow to make sure I get that all over glow look. The glow is always important, because you can never have too much glow. So I'm going to go ahead with some liquid matte lipstick and brush out my lashes with a little of this mascara so I can prep me for my lashes on. I'm going to go put on. And wait, just everybody just give me a round of applause for this glow. Look at that cheek. Look at that. Just thank you, all my hard work. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more glow and slay it out. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe.